gotta work better with these titles. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel vlog with the episode Magical Misfire. And okay, let's just get this one over with. The title does make sense, but it's barely... I would say this is more like the B story plot for what's going on, since... Okay, I'll explain. Well, the episode starts off with Preston actually having a magic club, which... Okay, that's kind of unique. We usually just mostly see Preston performing magic at random places, so him actually having a club is decent. And also, Victor and Monty show up because they want to learn magic to impress chicks. Their words. And, well, at least they're being honest with their truthfulness. Mostly they're just doing some weird idea just so Victor can get a trophy or something, ego boosting. And this time, Victor's going to be the victim of the whole situation because Monty is a good hypnotist. He hypnotized Victor into thinking he was a chicken, which caused massive chaos throughout the whole classroom. That and the fact there was a bee in the room, so I'm questioning about the feathers everywhere, but anyway. Because of all the chaos, the drama teacher's seen what happened and is irritated about the whole mess and just says, okay, the magic club cannot be in this classroom anymore. Which, yeah, they all got depressed. And Preston tries to put the bee to sleep, which they could have thought of any other way to capture the bee, but yeah. He tries to hit the bee, he misses, hits the teacher, putting him to sleep just in time for the principal to see a sleeping teacher, a chaotic classroom, and she put two and two together thinking, you're fired. And yeah, the whole point of the B story was Preston felt guilty of what he did to the drama teacher, and he's trying to find a way to bring him back to the school. Throughout the time, he's having him and the other Rangers helping, trying to form petitions. They did get a decent number, about over 131 last time I checked. I could have been wrong with the number. He hands it to the principal saying that the students want to keep him, but she said she can't. She stands by her ruling. For what actually is going on, Madam Odious finally shows everyone what is General Tanamon's secret. The fact that he is piloting a robot and he's about, we'll go with this size. He's not that tall. And what General Tanamon wants is he wants to be big. And she'll say she'll make him big if he captures Mick. Using a mind control ray, which she decided to shrink down so he could use. The goal was simple. Brax would distract the Rangers while Tynamon enters the laboratory. You know what, I don't care how they found the laboratory anymore. It's already been proven that they know where it's at. He gets into the school. Mick wants to investigate what he just saw because he's like, is that a little action figure they ran by? Well, he didn't say that, it just looked like that. He goes in, and he gets mind controlled by Tynamon. And the Rangers battle with Brax. It's brutal. They are getting their butts whooped by him to the point where they even used their new move that they did earlier of practice using the element stars, which I don't get the logic. They form a shield for, basically they just made a giant dome for Brody and Brack to fight. Though Brody was dual wielding, holding his ground, it wasn't enough. Brax beat the crap out of him, demorphed him, and destroyed his ninja star. Well, scarred it up. And it took a while for it to recover. So the morphing stars are on the same length as a Zord star then. I thought the morphing star would have been a little bit more special and something. Whatever. Throughout the whole time, they're like trying to fix Brody's star. They're wondering where Mick's at, and they were trying to think of an idea how to bring back the drama teacher. And what they did, I wouldn't say it's kind of wrong of what they did, but I can understand the purpose. They're going to use the same spell on the principal. While she's working on the paperwork, being left in the school area, I'm taking a guess the front area of the school, Preston fires a sleeping spell on her, knocking her out. They mess with the printer while shooting papers everywhere, take her keys, and while Haley is talking to the drama teacher, throw the keys right next to him and do the whole situation. And so he can go back and stop the whole, like, wake her up and stop the printer. It's a good idea, but it's kind of wrong. And also, so many things could happen that wouldn't have worked. For an example, the teacher could have just handed Haley back the keys and said, you give it to her or something, or he just says, screw it, and gets into his car and leaves. Those are some examples, but anyway, yeah, he gets the keys, goes back into the school, sees the principal sleeping with the printer firing papers. How many papers were in that printer? Because it was enough to, like, cover up the whole desk and little room area. He turns it off, wakes up the principal. She's like, I must have fell asleep. She was a little bit in the wrong. And she rehires him back, saying it was her mistake about that, and even explained that the students do care about you since they had a petition. And for the Ranger side, while Brody's his ninja star is still trying to be healed, Dynamon's attacking. And Brody decided to give Preston the Lion's Lord star. Sorry, I paused. My brain kind of like farted for a moment because that's the best description. Dynamon's going to be attacking because what he says, I'll make you giant if you fight the Rangers. At this point, you might as well question, why work with Odious when she's just going to keep pushing the goal of farther and farther? Sorry. We finally get to see Preston put on the armor, which... now all the guys put on the armor, and none of the girls have. Yeah, I know, Sentai footage and everything, but still. And at the same time, Levi decided to put on his power-up form. And they were brutal. They literally slashed Dynamon through the chest. One hit, knockout. It would have been, but he got back up. Perfectly okay. So Preston and Levi decided to hold Dynamon down while Haley fires the shot. Shoot him in the face. Which reveals to them that he's a little tiny person piloting a robot. He jumps down and saying, Odious, gigantify me. Which, yeah, they did. They just made him a giant. And just in time, because Brody shows up, and they summon their fusion sword, which, okay, I'm not going to complain. They even tried doing the same thing earlier. Finish him off ASAP, and it still doesn't work. They end up getting smacked off the ground a few times by Dynamon's staff that produced the Dark Tendril or something, whatever. The Rangers are getting smacked around. Preston calls forth for the Lion's Lord to shoot Dynamon so they can be free. Fuse the Zord. And this time Preston jumps up on top of the Megazord doing the finisher. And yeah, they just finished off Dynamon. So his goals of being tall has now been not that long. Well, at least he got his goal. For what happens after, Preston's with the Magic Club thinking of how they're going to do the magic. And the drama teacher comes in saying that he was happy that Preston tried to find a way to give him back his job. And because of that, they're allowed to do I'm gonna have the Magic Club back in the drama room, but wake him up and make sure no chaotic mess. And then for the final kick to Victor, while the Rangers were about to eat lunch, Calvin noticed that he got a chicken sandwich. And because the word chicken was used, Victor started acting like a chicken. But at that moment, with the comedicness, Redbot informs the Rangers that they found out where Mick is. He's taking care of his family back at the Lion Galaxy. Which, okay, that's a nice thing from the Rangers' point of view. What's really going on? Mick is working with Odious to build that mind control device as a satellite to attack the planet. The episode's not bad, but the problem is, it's weird that Preston's story is the B story, while we're focusing more on the Rangers dealing with all this chaoticness. Brody gets his ninja star broken, Mick is missing, and Odious's plan on taking over the world, acquiring the Ninja Nexus Prism and the Ninja Stars. And yeah, even though it's called Magical Misfire, it was only he only fired the spell once, just for one teacher, and he decided to try to do the spell again. Does the spell again on the principal. I know. Don't anyone ever heard the old saying, "Two wrongs don't make a right"? And like I said, a lot of variables were in the mix that could have prevented him to get rehired. It's not a bad episode. It feels like they do better jobs when the story is being a continuation to the next episode. So I can't wait to see how that goes. Thank you for watching the video. Till then, this is Rasa, signing out.
Thank you for watching the channel. If you want to watch more, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon. If you want to see other videos, click on the left or right annotations to see more. Till then,